What up, friends? I'm that guy, Joe. Welcome back to One Beer at a Time podcast. Thanks for having me back, buddy.
No problem, Joe.
We're back out here at Bluewood. Bluewood out here. We are in off of, I always forget it's called Antique Row, Historic Cherokee, technically. That's right where we are. It's like the Antique Row. If you've ever been out here, Benton Park area, Lent Brewery area, I mean, you got to check out Bluewood.
Slim Complex. Ooh.
I know, man. I know. Actually, I want to do one of the ghost tours this year for Halloween season. Is it fun?
Yeah, they're fun. I think some of it is suggestion, but they do have some good stories over there, and they'll definitely make you think a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I've seen there is some like shows on the Let Mansion, and I've seen like the curse of the family and the real story of the different men through the generations that have died in the house, and it's eerie shit, man.
Mental health serious, folks. Take it. Go talk to a therapist or something.
We're back. If you guys hadn't peeped before, so we've been doing a Mead school, basically. So if you haven't watched, we have a couple other episodes. You can go back, check it out, YouTube, Spotify, whatever. This is our third time sitting down. We're drinking a few Meads. These are my home brews. Last time we did your incredible Piment, which is still selling here at Bluewood. You should come and get some. I'm telling you guys, like,
limited time only, folks. Only a couple bottles left for pours, so better hop in.
And I've been trying to tell some friends, man, I'm like, if you like wine, you're going to like it. If you like mead, you're going to like it. It's this very nice balance, dude. I haven't had a lot of Piments, but the ones that I had, I just can't compare them. You got a balance in this mead that is just,
appreciate it, dude.
It's like spot on. It's so good. It's worth every bit of it. Yeah. So what we're doing here, because we talked about this a little bit on the last one, is we're drinking through, we're going to revisit my spicy batches and talk about how to enhance these a little bit. And the little new one that I got for you, I've got a chocolate cherry.
Yeah,
so,
I'm very curious about this.
Yeah, buddy, go for it. So I don't know if you remember when we talked before, I was saying this year my primary focus has been on back sweetening. So these ones I brewed in January, everything went into fermentation, but this one was literally back sweetened. So this was a super dry traditional, came out to about 16%. It was very dry and I wanted more flavors on it. So we hit it with some cherry and some cacao nibs. It's rich.
Mm-hmm. So I can still taste like that undertone of that dry meat on here and everything.
Yeah.
But definitely get more like that kind of cherry and a little bit of heat from the cocoa and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I got some decent cacao nibs, some brewer's nibs that I got from Friar Tuck's, I think, in their brew section. You know, their brew section's always hurting, but I found I was like, ooh, this is a great bag of nibs for like $5. But I took a gallon of that traditional. I don't know why it dried out so much. I haven't brewed a 16% mead without just throwing a bunch of nutrients and more yeast and just turbocharging it up. And we've only done that one time. But this traditional, just like, it was on a mission. She hit almost 16% even. It was super dry, and I just didn't love the flavor. A month later, I still didn't love the flavor. You know, I'm like, hey, this is good if you want something efficient. It'll get you a buzz, but like, I want more of a drinking experience. So we had these dried sweet cherries that I got from one of my aunts, and I threw a pound in that gallon, and then two tablespoons of the cacao nibs. It gave it this crazy color. I don't know if we can really see that at all. I'll try to get a photo of it, attach it later. But yeah, man, it's pretty wild. They had a bunch of the chocolate breaks down. The cacao breaks down to an extent, but then like a bunch of little nibs are still floating around. It was weird. It kind of had a lava lamp thing going on. I had to pasteurize the hell out of it.
Yeah, so immediate impression of this one, I drink it. I mean, I can definitely tell it's got a little more body now than when you would see on dry meat. I can tell the cherries and some stuff in there. Same with the cacao nibs as well. Almost makes you think like maybe like a younger, less sweet port and everything. It's pretty nice.
Ooh, okay, yeah, good point. I've never made anything like this, and I was surprised. I don't know. To me, man, I guess like I thought maybe like the cherry was going to be too much. I expected not to like it, honestly.
Yeah. Cherry's one you got to be careful with sometimes. The dried cherries, I've tried several batches made with dried cherries. I've used tart cherries used from Trader Joe's in some of my batches and everything. Okay. I've had some ones made that's like some sweet Momborsi cherries are pretty good. It all comes down to understanding balance in that one more than anything.
And I think that's part of what had me a little bit nervous too. Like I was like, well, I've never we had done some tart cherry before a long time ago. But I was like, I haven't done sweet cherries. I didn't even try them. Like I got a big bag, like a 5-pound bag. They're all dried up. I didn't even try them first. I just threw the bag in my freezer because I wasn't sure when I was going to use it. So then I wasn't even sure what they tasted like, you know, and I was like, ugh, I don't know. But I'm like, okay, well, it's a whole gallon. And then I weighed out a pound and I'm like, it's really not that much. You know, the cherries are pretty dense. So a pound of it's really not that much. And I'm like, just eyeballing it. I was like, it feels pretty good. I'm like, it seems like a good amount that like I'm not doing too much. If anything, I might have to add more.
Yeah, cherries are the one fruit you really got to be careful with because sometimes you add too much, and especially if they're on the sweeter side, you get that kind of cough mess and that Robitussin flavor and everything.
Yeah, and I didn't want that like cherry syrupy quality to it, you know, which I think it has a little bit, but it's on the right side of the line. The balance is okay. The cacao I had a feeling was going to be really strong, so I almost thought 2 tablespoons might be too much, but like I think it worked out pretty good. The color before I put the cacao nibs in there was beautiful. Once I threw the dark cherry on there, man, it had like this deep plum color to it. When you hold it up in the light, it was super pretty. But then the cacao has just like turned it into a chocolate, you know. It looks like a chocolate mead.
And that's about what I expect anyways from cacao nibs too.
Yeah. But I like it. I mean, so far I've gotten pretty good feedback on it. I'm curious on how it'll come out if I actually ferment the cherries. If it's not just back sweetened.
Fermenting on the cherries will be very different. I mean, you won't have as a bright a flavor of the fruit as you would like in secondary, but it'll be more consistently a lot more integrated at that point.
Right. Yeah, maybe it's something where like if I
you'll get more tannin that way too, actually.
Good point. Yeah. So it might be something where it's like I could throw the cherries in primary and ferment them, and then maybe still back sweeten with some cherry later to bring that flavor out.
Yeah,
some more.
Definitely.
Because I did it as a 3-part. I just knew I got this bag of cherries. I was like, well, let's use these cherries. Okay.
Might as well.
But I threw the cherries in first, and it was probably 4 or 5 days they sat in there by themselves. And then I racked it off of that, and I threw cacao nibs in there. So it was a little bit of a process on it, but I think it worked out pretty good. I feel like I can do better, but also for something that I was just like, let's just see what happens. I'm surprised it came out that drinkable, man.
Nice.
I'm liking it. You ever mess with chocolate at all?
Not for a while. I've done chocolate and beer a couple times.
Okay.
For meads, I've done some cacao nibs on 1 or 2 occasions, but it's been a while.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I want to do more, but I got to come up with some other ideas. I don't want to do the exact same thing. I don't know. Chocolate strawberry could be good. We had talked about that before around Valentine's Day. Me and my buddy Alex were like, let's do a chocolate strawberry. It could be good, you know.
I feel like dried strawberries and secondary probably better for that one because strawberries and primary, whole fruit, God no, unless you want a lot bigger mess to deal with.
Yeah, it is
strawberry
a lot.
Juice, definitely do that.
That's a good point. So one of the first things when I got on this back sweeten journey earlier this year, I brewed a batch of traditional, and I was like, all right, let me do a couple things with it. And that was one of the main ones I kind of went after, and I used frozen strawberry. So when it thawed out, it was nice, you know, it was just all broken down, almost like a jam. So it was all good, but then back sweetening with that, throwing all of that in there like that, it was good. But I try my best to be like a little bit of a purist, and I want to be organic with it. So I'm not throwing in clearing agents, trying to do time, rack it, pasteurize it, cold crash, whatever. But it took a lot to clear that one up, dude.
I bet.
It was like 2 months later, I had it in like a big bottle. A couple months later, after pasteurizing, after racking it probably 3 times at least, there was still a little bit left at the very bottom. This was like a few months later. That last bottle had been sitting in the fridge, man. Yeah, the pectin is serious, friends. You got to be prepared for that when you're messing with whole fruits.
Yep.
But let's see what we can do with these the jelly batch first, but with these spicy batches.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So this one, if you didn't check us out on the previous one, we drank through this guy before. A friend of mine, his grandmother makes jalapeno pineapple jelly, and she sent over a few jars of it. I really, really liked it. It's subtle heat, had a real nice kind of fruit taste to it. sugars were really nice and it didn't have a lot of heat. So I was like, well, let me try do this. I've done spicy jellies before, made good spicy meads, but I'm like, let me try one and we'll do it with this jelly that's homemade and maybe a little less heat and we'll see how it goes. At this point, it's been sitting so long. It has a little bit of a briny taste to me now.
Yeah, excuse me. It's gone from kind of bright jalapeno to more of like a little more bell pepper or a poblano on this one.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Like, it's worked out good. I like it. It's enjoyable. It's unique, funky, weird, but it's not where I want it for me to take a bottle somewhere and be like, all right, guys, you ever tried mead before? And I'm excited to start pouring out samples and stuff because I do love to do that, But it's not there where I really want to share it with people yet.
So I see what you mean. It's like a little bit salty on the back end.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It couldn't be the pineapple. It couldn't be the water. It doesn't taste like nutrients or anything. That's puzzling.
Yeah, it's weird, right? So I feel like there's potential here. There's something I can do with this. This is a decent base. I'm like, it's a weird, unique, funky flavor, but there's a way that I can make this something really nice. I just haven't figured out how I want to approach this.
Definitely with this, we'll kind of go back to like the whole thing where we talk about the acidity a little bit and everything. This is definitely something that's going to be a good candidate for like adding some different fruit juice or having it age on some dried fruit or something. This one, this kind of counteracts that saltiness a little bit. I would say probably either some dried mango or some dried pineapple on this.
Ooh, good idea. Well, it is a jalapeno pineapple jelly. So we had that thought too, that it was like, well, maybe if we just use more of those same ingredients and just maybe somehow bring out more of those flavors.
Yeah, it's a little bit of aging on those, probably perk it right back up, I think. Yeah. And then
the dried fruit's a fun idea. I didn't think about that.
And then once it's done aging, get ready to bottle it, I'd say about maybe 24, 48 hours before bottling. Definitely hit with some sulfites and everything. So that way you can kind of lock the flavor at that point and help out oxidation. It might be oxidation's kind of muting those flavors, but I'm missing a lot of the oxidative characters. Like you're missing that wet paper, that cardboard, that was kind of like sherry or almond notes. I'm getting none of that here. It's been stored properly. So I think right now you definitely I know you want to do things natural, but this is where a preservative like potassium bisulfite is going to play.
Yeah. You got to use enhancers sometimes. But this is also the first time where I've come to this bridge, and I'm like, all right, we got to find the right approach to cross this shit. Because I'm pretty critical. Like, I try to, my main focus is I want to make meads that I enjoy drinking. That's my approach with music for the most part too. Is I'm like, well, it's not that I don't want you to like it, but if I really like it and you don't, I'm okay with that. It's fine that you have different tastes. That's fine. If I don't like it, I'm not even going to bother to share it at all.
That's the right attitude to have.
You might like it. You might be like, dude, this is great. You should be entering this in competitions. But if I don't like it, I'm just like, it's not there yet. I've got to get it to where I'm like, all right, now I'm there with it. Now I want to share it. So that's where I'm at. I'm like, okay, it's not bad, because I've made meads before where I'm like, absolutely not. No, we have to do something. Like, I can't drink that. No, I can drink on this, especially when it's cold. It's a little less salty when it's chilled like this. So I do enjoy it, but we got to figure out something. There's got to be a way. I'm like, I want to take it from where it's at to like people being like, oh, wow, that's really good. What the hell did you do here? That's what I'm looking for. See, I did that salt. Maybe it's there, but for me, at least, that saltiness, I just don't get any sweet flavors at all.
Because this tastes pretty dry at this point.
Yeah. No, they might be a little bit more now, but when I first racked everything and checked it that last time for that final gravity, they were both at like 15.5. Like right at like dead on 15.5. Both of them, I did them both the exact same night. They had the same process and everything, just two different batches. And yeah, they both came out at about the same ABV. But that saltiness is funky though.
You have to play with that a little bit though, because there's always, I wouldn't say add like any sea salt or anything like that, but it's definitely going to work out in your favor if you maybe just go like a touch heavy on the pineapple or something. And secondary for aging on this, that salt will kind of counteract that and give you like a little more of like a tropical feel to it.
Yeah. So that might be the play, because we were talking about that before, that, it is a jalapeno pineapple jelly. Maybe throw pineapple in there you know, and get some of the pineapple juice and everything in there too, and, you know, maybe bring out some more of that flavor. But yeah, considering it's a jelly and the jelly is really fucking sweet, I don't really get any sweetness on this one at all.
Yeah.
The saltiness might just be covering it up. I don't know.
No, there's sweetness there, but it's like a very low undertone sweetness. Like, I'd say you get a lot of the pepper up here, you get some of the pineapple like right around in here, and honey's all the way down right about there.
Yeah, yeah. You're right with the pepper taste too, because it has gone to more of like a bell pepper kind of flavor, which is, it's funky to say on like a drink, like a honey liquor that's got like kind of a bell pepper sort of flavor to it. It's a little gnarly to say, but this isn't bad. It's just weird, and honestly, I think it's kind of weak.
It's still got some spice to it and everything. It just definitely needs some refreshing at this point.
Yeah. We gotta do something to like liven it back up. You know, it's kind of like, I look at it as I'm like, well, the plant's not dead, but that plant is hurting. It needs some TLC. But I do think that there is a lot of quality elements.
There's a lot of potential there
about it. So I'm like, okay, well, if I balance this the right way, the biggest thing I'm concerned with is the saltiness. Because I'm like, I need to figure out how to work with that. But I think the pineapple, that might be like...
Probably like maybe a little extra honey in there too, just for back sweet and everything. That'll help counteract it. And honey already has a little bit of acidity in there too. That'll help balance it out as well.
That's a good point. As much as I've worked on back sweetening this year, I've barely back sweetened with more honey. For the most part, it's been fruits or like, you know, like the cherry, you know, something like that. Or blending different meats together. I've been working with that a little bit too, because I blended two different traditionals. One that came out, it was like right around 14%. It still had a good amount of like sugary sweetness to it. And then some of that 16%, just blended that down, and it tasted fine. It was a nice little traditional, you know, but it was really strong. These are both pretty strong too, though, which also is part of why I want to make them more enjoyable, because it's like, yeah, man, it's a very, very good little sipper. All right, let's hit the spicy, the Reaper honey. This is the girl with a little bit of attitude. This one, I feel like it's going to be good with damn near any tropical fruit, honestly. But it's spicy, man. It's not like scorch your palate off, but like, it is Reaper infused honey. Technically, it's a traditional, but it's Carolina Reaper infused honey. And I used 4 ounces of it. Yeah, dude. I actually put some on a mango lemonade.
Ooh,
it was delicious. It was great. I didn't taste the mead, but the spice came through. And, you know, it was a lemonade, so it was real thick and sweet anyway. But yeah, I poured probably about this much on a big cup. And the heat on that lemonade was delicious.
And the heat's just, it's up there, but it's leveling off at just the right spot too, which is very good. Yeah,
it's not going to actually make you start sweating, but for a second you feel like maybe.
Yep.
On the nose, I do really like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at what the aroma is in the nose. It's definitely not a bad one by any means. There's something very familiar about it for some reason. Not quite like Red Hot or anything. Definitely kind of makes you think like a cinnamon candy. Almost.
A little bit of cinnamon, yeah.
So no, it's not like Mike and Ike's, but they had like a hot cinnamon version.
Right.
I can't remember what the brand name is. That is for the life of me.
I got you. Ooh, okay. Flavor notes to work with. I do feel like this one has a lot more options with it. This guy, the jelly one, because of that saltiness and that little bit of briny quality it has, and how strong that pepper taste is, I think I have to be a lot more careful, because if I go in the wrong direction, it's just going to make it taste more weird. But this one, I feel like there's a lot. I think most fruits would be good with this. I think there's room to add like some floral elements to it also.
I would probably say stone fruits would probably be the best one for this. Not cherries, but like white stone fruits or like lighter colored stone fruits. Mangoes, peach, apricots. What else?
I hadn't thought of apricot. That's an interesting one.
I think of what other.
And I have close to 3 gallons of this. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking 2 gallons of it in 2 different small batches, back sweeten those, and then I'll keep about a half-ish gallon of it the way that it is, just the hot, spicy one. Because also what's really nice with this mead is just to add a little bit of heat to any of your other meats. We've definitely discovered that. It's really nice. You can I've done it with some of the Four Brothers meats. Shout out to the Four Bros. Love you guys.
What's up, boys?
But like, yeah, and like just to add a little bit of spice, you know, because it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor to it. Mm-hmm. So if you put it on a rich, sweet mead, it's not gonna overtake the flavor. It's just gonna add some heat to it, and I like that. So I don't want to flavor all of it, but I'm thinking about doing 2 1-gal batches with different recipes.
There's a little evil wheel turning in my brain right now, and I wonder.
I had this question posed to me. I have a friend who loves Mexican hot chocolate, and like recently we were at the house and I was letting him sample some, and he was telling me that he thought it would be a good idea. I hadn't tried it.
Well, we shall see.
Evil genius at play, my friends. We got to get in on this now. A little more.
Ratio needs a little bit of balancing on that, but that's got potential.
Yeah, you got to figure out that.
I think it's Lindt or one of the other chocolate companies. They do make one of the big bars out there that's they have some hot pepper in there or something, but like Mexican brownie or Mexican hot chocolate or something. That's got some potential. Color came out nice too.
Yes, it does. Okay, so I don't think I put enough. I need a little bit more of that chocolatey richness in there. So this is where we're gonna have to put on the goggles and get out all the flasks and all of our droppers and measure everything.
All the bench trials and everything, yeah.
Something else that I want to do, I don't know if you've ever tried this. I've been talking about it with people more recently. I want to distill some mead. I know you can't, I know there's laws and everything. I'm not talking about selling it, but for my own personal consumption and to share with friends.
It's legal on the state level for state of Missouri and everything, so you're fine with that one. As long as you're not doing more than maybe 200 gallons a year for a multi-adult household, one for an individual adult.
Good. We got 200 gallons we can go. We'll be all right.
Yep. But as long as you're not selling it and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's still 100% legal federally, but still state law. As long as you don't get on Missouri ATC's radar, you're fine.
It's one of the good things about living in the middle of the country. The West might be the greatest, but like in some ways, it's got its perks.
Yeah. Missouri's got some very alcohol-friendly laws here. Compared to a lot of Thanks, Anheuser-Busch.
Dude, that was a good idea. Yeah, like I said, one of my buddies mentioned that more recently. I gave him a little flight at the house. We tried all 3 of these, and I have a new traditional that I just pasteurized, so I didn't want to bring any tonight because it needs to sit for a little bit. But I have an apple cinnamon batch that's probably my best one. I really, really like it. Everybody likes it. It goes over really well. So I want to hurry up and get it going so that it's ready for like Thanksgiving. I've been wanting to do this like about 3 weeks ago. I wanted to start this, but I use spiced apple cider in this recipe, and they're just now coming out. So hopefully I'll have that going in the next week. But it was about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, something like that, when we had the last full moon, not the blood moon we just had, the previous one in August, early August. And I was so hell-bent on, I am going to brew a batch under the moonlight. Like that was, I was like, I'm gonna do my bark at the moon batch. And I was mad. I wanted to get my 5 gal of the apple going, couldn't get the cider. So I was like, you know what, man? I don't know if you heard of it. There's this discount store called Ollie's. They have one right across the street from the gym. So I left there to go. They have really good dog stuff for cheap. So I went to go get some treats and stuff for the dog, a couple new toys and whatever. And I saw they got some honey, cheap honey. It's like blossom honey. It's super cheap, man. I think it's like $3 and change for like a pound. So I was like, you know what? I was like, we're making a gallon tonight under the moonlight. And I was happy. I'm like, all right, fine. Even if it's just cheap and shitty, whatever, I'm doing a gallon. So I get 3 pounds of that. I don't even think it cost me $15. I go home to make a gallon. I did it under the moonlight. No extra lights, just the moonlight. Music, Viking music blasting in my back. And my neighbors probably thought I was weird as hell. But with just the light of the moon, rough measurements, like eyeballing my yeast and my starter and my nutrient and everything, man. I just threw it together and I'm like, it's going to be what it's going to be. Okay, so here we are like 4 or 5 weeks later. It tastes delicious. Nice. I can't believe it tastes as good as it is. The few people I've let get a sample, everybody thinks I put some sort of like orange, or I heard somebody told me that like it tastes like there was nectarines. Everybody thinks I put fruit on it. There's no fruit on it. It came out to 14.5%, so measurements weren't bad.
Excellent.
But I'll get together with you again soon. We'll do a little sample of that one because that one it just had all the right vibes, man. It was like under the moonlight, you know. I could barely see what I was doing. I'm drinking beers and I got Viking music blasting, and it came out great. So I'm excited with it.
Should have just lit a fire out there, so that would have been good. Or even
I know.
have a grill going.
I thought about it, but I was like, no, just the moonlight. It's just one of those goofy things, dude. I was on one, and I was like, we're brewing under the moonlight. I'm like, by way of the gods. Well, so I'm finding that this works nice. Now I'm almost thinking, should I try this process on some of this?
I would go with that, honestly. Kind of do like that kind of like Mexican brownie, Mexican hot chocolate kind of thing going with that every time. Or even like try and get like maybe a little of that Braxis character on there.
Yeah, that's a fun idea. That's a fun idea.
Because then some of the cacao and everything, that will cut the heat out a little bit too.
Yeah, yeah. I like this, the evil genius at play. Okay, so if I got a couple gallons, what I can easily do is I'll take a gallon. We'll do pineapple with this one. Hopefully it works with the salt. And then this one, I think, yeah, like a gallon with I really do like the mango idea. And as soon as you said that, I thought to myself, I'm not going to be able to get them for too much longer right now because of the season changing. Yeah. Like, I know they're still out, especially like at the markets, you can get them. But I'm like, I should probably do that pretty soon. I like that idea because with the heat that it has, I mean, you think of like a hot mango salsa and how tasty that is. Like, I could really see it. And then if I take the other gallon and try to infuse some of these type flavors and go with like a spicy hot chocolate kind of thing.
Yep. We are approaching that season right now.
Mastermind. And then if I have a gallon, I mean, more bottles to sell.
Exactly.
We're not bootlegging or anything, but if you know me and you want a bottle, all you gotta do is holler at me. I think most people that know me already recognize this anyway. Yeah, man, you got anything new cooking?
Let's see. So right now we have another piment that's currently in the tank, just kind of conditioning right now. This is my infamous Black Rabbit. It's a Malbec piment, so it's Chilean Malbec grape juice and carrot blossom honey.
Nice.
So switched up the yeast on that one. It came out so much better this time. So that one, hopefully we'll release it this fall. Just gotta worry about getting bottles and everything. And then I have a barrel-aged traditional mead that tasted this past weekend with some of the judges that were in town to judge the mead.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of good feedback on that one, but definitely from the way it tastes, I need to get it off into the bright tank and back sweetened soon. But hopefully, I would like to say I want to have it available for Christmas. We'll have to see just what availability is at that point.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm finally getting on it myself. Like as a home brewer, hey man, even if it's not perfect, if it's ready to drink, I'm gonna drink some. But that aging process, and once you start doing it, it's like if you want that end result that you know you're capable of, you have to give it the amount of time. Even if you're not gonna age like 2 years, still though, like 2 months isn't enough. You know, it's enough to start drinking it, sure, but if you give it another 2, 3, 4 months after that, it's gonna taste entirely different.
Yep.
It just enriches.
That's just the way wine yeast works sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't understand the science and chemistry all about it and everything, but I understand how it works to an extent. Just something that's happening there chemically where something just over time, either this molecule bonds to that molecule or just something breaks down there and it just changes.
That's the chemistry part. See, one of these days when I open a tap house, it's going to be because I have the right brewer friend who's like hardcore chemist. That's somebody you need on the team. And you don't find too many people that are like hardcore chemistry, you know?
Honestly, one of the things I feel is now about a brewery success, you need somebody that's either been in an engineering or science or quality control environment and everything. They will help you out so much. Nothing against folks that are arts majors and everything, but if you want the best chance for success long term, you need somebody that understands quality control and everything, whether it's an engineer, biologist, a lab technician, something like that. You want somebody whose part of their job description is achieving consistent quality results and everything.
No, that's a great point. And you know what? That's probably one of the biggest things for all of our huge commercial brewers and distillers. Because, I mean, a bottle of a mainstream liquor today tastes the same as it did 50 years ago. That's quality control.
Yep.
And, you know, like, for friends that watch us that are getting into home brewing, or if you're thinking about it, when you start watching videos, you start watching channels of people that are, like, really dedicated to this and they've been doing home brewing for a long time, one of the first things that you'll start hearing all the time for beginners is sanitation. Keep everything clean. Because I've seen videos even with Mead where where contaminant doesn't mean that like it's gonna like turn into poison and you can't drink it. Yeah, you can ruin your batch to where you can't drink it, but like the wrong dust particles, the wrong dirt, things in the air, cross-contaminating yeast, like it doesn't mean that you won't get a mead that you can still drink, but you might not get anything of what you made last time. And if you're trying to sell it, you're trying to recreate recipes, like you just defeated the whole point. You know, you could take the same recipe, but if you fuck up the brew process because you're not keeping everything sanitary, you're just not going to get the mead that you're expecting.
Perfect example right there.
I haven't done that. I sanitize everything. I'll spray and sanitize my hands. If I'm using the counter or like a table like this, I'll put towels down and just spray sanitizer on those.
They're safe and sorry.
Before I do any of that, I'll like disinfect the room, just disinfect it, let it settle for like 10 minutes, and then I throw stuff down. Yeah, man, because once I saw that, because I thought cross-contamination, I thought like, you know, like mold and stuff that like you can't ingest, that it's going to make you sick or it's going to hurt you. I didn't think about like, yeah, but just contaminant is anything that's not supposed to be in there. So dust is a contaminant. Dirt is, you know, like we have pets, like your pet dander. And when you're a home brewer, these are things that need to be considered that a lot of times aren't considered. And I think it has a lot to do with people's consistency when you're brewing at home. You're not in a facility. It's a little bit different. Well, I mean, you're in a facility, bro. You outgrew the kitchen.
Yep.
How long were you brewing just in the kitchen?
Just in the kitchen. I think up until I signed on with Bluewood about maybe, that's about 6 years ago. I started in 2012, so about 6 or 7 years, I think, if my math's right.
See, I'm on the journey. I'm 2 years in. We're learning. We're getting it. So one of my personal goals is next year, start entering some of this shit in some competitions. I've spent this whole year, I spent my first year just learning how to do it and how to make meads that I like. And then I've spent this whole last year, for the most part, just back sweetening and trying to understand that balance and what happens when I take a mead that's done and I add new stuff to it, you know? So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, with all this experience combined, I'm like, next year we'll start throwing some bottles out there.
And then we start working on acid addition. So the acid additions, like, I think we covered a little bit in the previous episodes and everything. So with acid, every fruit out there has like predominant kind of acid type in there. This is just me generalizing. I highly encourage everybody else to do your own research at home, do some reading, everything, understand this. But say, for example, you have like, say, a lemon or an orange or a tropical fruit. That's usually going to contain a higher concentration of citric acid. I mean, we all know that kind of like that orange juice, what orange juice tastes like. It has a kind of sharp acidity and everything. Whereas if you like, say, like a pear or an apple, there's still acidity there, but it's a little bit on the softer side, a little bit duller, but still definitely has like kind of like more of a drawn out flavor to everything. That's what's known as malic acid.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and they do have like different effects for sure. Yeah, because like you're saying with the orange juice, it's like that's why when you have like strep throat, like you can drink apple juice, you can't drink orange juice, especially if it's good orange juice, like pure. Like no, there's no way because it's just the acidity is just too strong. That's citric.
And then the last one is tartaric acid. You find that in more so berries and bush fruit and everything. So you'll find it like, say, blackberries, blueberries, but you'll probably find it in grapes and everything, because grapes, they still have some acidity on there, but with the sweetness. But you can tell it has like a little bite in there, but it's a little more of a even bite. And each acid in each fruit, you can use that in mead making, but you need to learn how to balance it out properly. Because sometimes the citric can get drowned out by the malic, and sometimes the tartaric can overpower something. Citric is one you gotta be super careful with too, because that, even it's like double grains, it can be too much sometimes. I made that mistake more than once in the past.
And citric acid, it's so strong too. Like you can't go back. I learned that when we did the green tea and the lemon, which it's been like a year and a half, and finally now it tastes like kind of like this one where it's weird, but you're like, okay, there's some potential here. There's something we can do with this. Yeah, man, but it's been like a year and a half. We used so much lemon. We just weren't thinking about what we were doing. We used way too much lemon, and it was gross. Like literally, it was gross. It was lemon juice with like some honey in there, and it was just like everything about it, you were like, no, get it away.
Yeah, my advice for folks that want to use lemon in their meads. My personal experience, the best experience has been with using zest that you soak in like a neutral spirit for a while. So like soak in some vodka or something.
Shit, that's slick. Okay.
That way it's sanitized. You have like a little tincture to give more the little more of the juices concentrated and everything, and it's a little bit softer at that point because the juice itself does a great job, but can get a little bit out of whack sometimes. Just the zest by itself, all the oils and everything, much more consistent flavor.
It's fucking slick. I love that.
Because some breweries, they will use like a lemon powder or lime powder. Project I have at Shoehorn right now is going to be a white sangria session mead. That one, we released it earlier this summer, but we had some issues. So full disclosure, I make mistakes sometimes.
Right.
And the Easter in this one, we probably shouldn't use that, but I figured this. I wanted to really kind of really like some of the flavors from the white wine grapes we used in there to kind of pop out a little bit. Didn't do what I expected to. We actually gave off almost turned into a sulfur bomb at that point. So we've been treating with copper sulfate to get it back in line. We finally got it back in line, but then in the process, I had steeped some lime peel in there along with what else I have in there. Lime peel. There's something else I had in there too. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it got to the point where the copper sulfate knocked out all the sulfur notes and everything. But at the same time, though, it also starts stripping away some of the lime and some of the white wine subtleties. Shoehorn, they had some strawberry powder and some lime powder on hand, so just use that. Also had a little bit of apricot syrup to kind of be like that white sangria flavor. It tests out this weekend and it should be good to go hopefully soon.
That's a cool recipe, too. Yeah, that sounds nice and something different, too. I like that.
Yeah, it would have been perfect for summer. Plans just
that's all right.
Yep.
We're gonna have a long fall. You're giving them something different too. I like it. I'm with it.
And then for ones I still want to do here at Bluewood, I have a plan of mine, just kind of like a tribute mead. Unfortunately, I had my fur kid pass away recently, so one style of mead I've always wanted to do a bigger batch of here at Bluewood is a really old school medieval French style of mead called Bochet.
Yeah.
Where you take some of the honey and intentionally caramelize to the point where it's almost black and everything, and you make a mead out of that. I just bought a 5-gallon bucket of honey from a supplier where you feel the honey just had a little too much moisture in there and everything, so it's re-fermented a little bit. But for me, this is going to make a perfect one to kind of just put off the crock pot and boil and cook it down to the point where it's almost black. You get like those really kind of like toasted marshmallow, toasted sugar flavors and everything. Either make a half barrel or a full barrel batch, like maybe either 15 to 30 gallons, depending on how I'm feeling. If I want to go session strength or go like full size mead and everything, just kind of depends. And then probably add like some traditional spices, so like maybe a little bit of allspice, a little bit of anise in there, maybe some cinnamon. Just like you look up some old Bochet recipes from France and everything, and I'm going to call that one. If it works out, I'm going to call it Old Bear.
Nice. I love it, bro. I love it. Hell yeah, man. That sounds great. I definitely want to fuck around and make a Bochet as well. That's one that I've had like in my mind. It's from when I first started that I'm like, that's something that I want to do. And I've done enough research to see like, it doesn't look crazy. It's just like, you can't burn the honey. It's like, there's that fine line. That's why the crock pot is so encouraged.
One thing I tried recently, a buddy of mine, his family are beekeepers, and he gave me some jars of honey. So I put those in some hot water in a crock pot and cooked them that way and everything. And it worked. It definitely took a long time and everything. I didn't get like as much burnt sugar out of that as I would have liked. I would only like maybe about
as direct heat.
Yeah, because it's maybe less than a pound, probably less than half pound in a 5-gallon batch and everything. There are other flavors going on there too. Definitely contribute like some really interesting like dark fruit undertones and stuff. So like full on batch. Crock pot method works. I've seen folks do the immersion, like no, not immersion, but infrared cooking, all that kind of stuff. But what are some other methods that I've heard of? And some folks, they'll just especially doing like ones for big commercial batches, they'll just toss off like a kettle and cook it that way. But they need to make sure I have enough headspace because that's still sugar to boiling. That stuff will it'll start foaming up.
Start rising up. Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to
think about that.
My main thing on this is, I don't care if stuff spills over. That's molten sugar at that point, regardless. For me, it's a safety thing. I'm just really trying to be careful on because I don't keep cleaning up a mess. Second and third degree burns, those stink.
Hell yeah. especially with something that's going to stick to you like tar. Yeah, you got to be careful. Hell yeah, man. Well, shit. Well, we made a great discovery here. I love that. And I got a big bottle of this, but it also, like, that's why it's just got my gears going, because I'm like, okay, so blending chocolate cherry traditional or back sweetening chocolate cherry in this guy, see what happens. Okay, maybe do the same process with the spicy. So that's cool. I like that a lot. And then I think, yeah, the mango, I'm going to go run out and find some while I still can, let them ripen up a little bit. This guy, we're gonna try to hit it with some pineapple. Again, the saltiness is the only thing I'm intimidated by, because I'm like, hey, it's so specific.
Yep.
If these flavors don't balance right, like, but that's part of the process. That's what's fun about it. And thankfully, like, I made big batches, so I have a couple gallons to play with. We got room. Man, you got anything coming up? Anything you want to plug? Bluewood have anything big going on?
Not that I'm aware of right now. Just the usual stuff. We have our market this weekend. That's when the episode's going to drop. But I know right now we have our Oktoberfest on tap, and that's our Oktoberfest beer. That one, part of the sales go to KRSTL, which is local dog rescue. So if you love puppers, definitely come out and buy a couple of 4-packs and everything.
I didn't even know that. Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we got to put that on for sure. And it's just a really good beer. It's solid, man.
Yep, and then Saturdays we're selling our pastrami Reuben again, our smoked pastrami Reuben.
Sweet.
And then Sundays we have our steak dinners now. That's from 4 to 7. So you get ribeye, you get vegetable on the other side, and that's all from 4 to 7 on Sunday afternoons.
Yeah, food here is great too. Most breweries have pretty decent food, but that revamp on the menu made a massive difference. Was that last year, or was it early this year?
Early this year, late last year. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, but
it's a very weird thing.
It's really, really good though, man. Everything is good. So that's nice. I mean, you get a steak dinner, you got delicious pie mints, you got great beers. And then you're supporting the cause with the Oktoberfest. I mean, come on, it's good. It's worth it. Bluewood is great quality. Everybody I talk to, like, everybody's like, oh yeah, I love Bluewood. I love hearing that reputation too. It's like, and a lot of it is the quality of the beer. The atmosphere is good. Yeah, for sure. The place is cool. Staff is nice. You're gonna have a good time. But the beer it's just solid, man. It's that good.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. Friends, we got a couple things going up. We're doing a STL brew hop in a couple weeks.
Yep.
So we're gonna go do that. We haven't done that. We've kind of communicated back and forth over the years just through social media, but we finally set one up. So we're gonna show you the STL brew hop. We got Brewing the Lou, buddy.
Oh yeah, Brewing the Lou's coming up next month.
A few weeks.
Yep.
Few weeks. Brewing the Lou. You want to be there, definitely.
Francis Park, always a fun time.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, brother. Well, let's wrap this up. Thanks for sitting down and talking to me, man.
No problem,
Part
Joe.
3, it's always good, man. We'll be back for another one, part 4. Peace out, friends.